Welcome back to Better Life Reviews. Today we're going to be checking out the Tqka Bluetooth Headphones. Despite having a bit of a strange name, these actually have a really cool design. And they're in a budget category, so they compare to a lot of other ones that I've also reviewed. We're going to talk about price, features, Bluetooth range, battery, and all those kind of things. If you guys have any questions, make sure to drop them down below about these headphones or just whatever. And I try to answer each of those individually. I really care about what you guys think, and I appreciate that. So don't forget to subscribe and to check out Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and at betterlifereviews.com. So let's get into the review. These headphones currently go for $28.99 on Amazon, but you can check updated pricing by checking the link in the description below. That puts them pretty comparable to other headphones in this category. So let's talk about what makes these headphones different, and that's primarily build. The build just seems to be really rugged. Now they do have an over-the-ear style design that's similar to a Powerbeats, and that's going to make them really good for sports style use. Now where the body appears to be very strong and to be very firm, more so than most headphones that I've tested. And where the body meets the ear hook, it also appears to be a very firm connection. It's really rigid and unflexible and just seems to really be mounted in there well. So I'm pretty confident these are going to last for a long time. On top of the headphones, there's going to be two different buttons. One is a positive and minus button that can be used to control volume and other call features. And then there's a multi-function button behind that. So only having these two buttons, I found to make it really easy to use the headphones. They're separated well, and you're primarily going to use that positive and minus volume function or to go forward and backward on tracks. So this makes it really user-friendly as opposed to having three buttons that are there, all the same size, and it makes it hard to feel which button is which. And a lot of other headphones will end up turning them off when I don't really intend to do that. With these headphones, it's much easier to use them. Now also around those buttons, there's a rubber, and the buttons are laid really well into that rubber, and it appears like this is going to really enhance the waterproof function. These are IP67 waterproof rated, which means they're sealed against dust and also good for up to 1 meter of waterproofing for up to 30 minutes. So it should be really good in that regard. Now the round cable is a little bit different than the traditional flat cable that you're going to find in a lot of headphones. And at first I didn't like it, and I'm still not sure entirely how I feel about it, but it is interesting. It does tend to catch a little bit less on the neck, where a flat style cable sits there kind of weird. This cable though will coil a little bit less easily and therefore will tend to jut out from the neck a little bit more. So I did feel, generally speaking, that it was a little bit long. It's about 23.5 inches, which is just slightly longer than most headphones that I've tested. However, it does seem to kind of stick out. They do include a cord management clip, similar to every other headphone in this category, except for Jaybird. This really didn't find this cord management clip to be of a whole lot of use. It helps a little bit, but it kind of sticks out behind your neck, so generally speaking, I didn't use the cord management clip. Now, if you were to be able to take the wire and coil it and put it behind your head, similar to a Jaybird Sport style, then it would be awesome, and that would help so much in terms of function and fit with these headphones. The unboxing on these is pretty uneventful. It's a plain cardboard box, but you know what? It really doesn't matter. You're probably going to throw the box out anyway. Inside, you're going to find a short micro USB charging cable, small, medium, and large silicone tips, a cord management clip, a manual, and a case? No, there's no case included. So I'm not sure why they didn't include a case with these headphones. Granted, they do have a really rugged build, and maybe not everyone's going to use a case, but it will be really nice to have them, if you want to put them in your backpack or you're worried about sitting on them and breaking them. And it's just kind of a factor that separates them in a negative way from the competition. So you're probably wondering how these headphones sound, and it's actually pretty good. They sound really good in the mids and the highs, where they're very clear and crisp and the voices sound good. So I always really appreciate that. That's the good side. The sort of bad side is the bass is not that strong. It's going to be about a 5, maybe 6 out of 10, where most headphones are going to be a 7 or 8 out of 10 in this category that I've rated. But that being said, the clarity is better, and they hold a frequency response range really well without getting distorted, like some other headphones do. So I'd say they're more towards a stereotypical Bose type user that wants a really clean, clear experience, and not so much towards a Beats style user that wants that really loud, booming sound. The volume on the Tqka headphones just isn't quite loud enough. So most headphones, I'm going to listen to them at about 75 to 80% volume in a gym type situation, and that's going to be loud enough. With these headphones, I'd increase the volume to 100%, and while that was generally loud enough, there's really no way to go up from there if you want to increase the music volume or if you're in a really loud environment. And part of the problem from this is due to the orientation of the driver and the ear tip. So you can see here on the Axio dash, which really fit me super well, that the driver sits more forward and juts down into your ear canal. And that's really going to improve the isolation and therefore also make them louder and also a lot more comfortable. With these headphones, really for me, the biggest issue was with fit and comfort. This really wouldn't sit down in my ear and sit really securely. Even though the over-the-ear hook did make them very secure, they wouldn't sit down at the ear canal properly. Now, this will depend on your ear anatomy, and if you have a ear canal that's kind of more sitting back and facing more sideways as opposed to be sitting forward, it may not be a problem for you. And my wife said that they fit her overall pretty well, so I wouldn't let it detract you too much, but it's something to think about, and think about what style of headphone is going to fit best for you. Charging took about an hour and a half, and it's supposed to last for about 8 hours. But for me, they actually lasted closer to 9 hours or more. I just kept saying like, die, 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 like, but they never would die, so it's a really good thing. The battery's excellent. Bluetooth range is standard at around 33 feet, Bluetooth 4.1, and passive noise cancellation. So overall, a pretty standard set of features for a headphone at this price and in this category. The controls are pretty standard, so you can skip this part if you already know what to do. You're just going to hold in the multifunction button for 3 seconds to turn them on once they've been paired, or long press the multifunction button for 3.5 seconds to turn them off. If you want to answer or end a call, just short press the multifunction button 1 time, or double press it if you want to read out the last call. Short press the multifunction button while listening to music to start or stop that music, and short press volume plus or volume minus to increase or decrease the volume. If you want to skip to the next track, long press the positive, or if you want to skip to the previous track, long press the negative. That's it for controls. So whether or not you should get these headphones really comes down to your ear anatomy, I think, and how they're going to fit in your ear, which you're really not going to know probably until you try them on, unless you have something to compare them to. Overall, I thought the sound was pretty good. They don't get super loud, so if you want super loud headphones, they're not for you. If you want a ton of bass, they're not for you. But if you want a nice, clear, crisp sound, you like the build and the design, you want something pretty rugged and durable, and you want something that's going to be waterproof rated and for a good price, then these might be a good pair of headphones for you. If you do want to pick them up, check the link in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time.